Okay, hello and welcome to Coming Into Being. We are back this week. We took a little week off last week just to take some personal time, and it was good. So we're back. Let me get a little more centered here. There we go. And we'll just jump right in, right? So get settled into wherever you are. And let me send out my message here too. There we go. Okay, now we're ready. And I'm still not centered. There we go. So, taking a deep breath in, like I just did, holding it at the top, and then just letting it out, letting go everything that was before this present moment, letting yourself just settle in, relax down. And just become aware of your body. Hey, Glenna, good to see you. Good morning, Glenna. And if you're stopping by, you're welcome to say hello in the chat. But you can just kind of hang back if you want. That's fine too. Some people like to just kind of be in the quiet side and stuff. So that's fine. So let's take another deep breath into that hello. And Asta's showing up too. Hi, Asta. Deep breath in, pulling all those frequencies from the core of the earth, from this new earth. And Lydia, hello. Really connecting into that new earth. And just with your breath, your in-breath, just pulling all that frequencies, those energies. And it's getting more and more important to focus on the new earth as opposed to just the earth. And I've talked about that before because there's a lot of shifting going on. And the new earth is about the new consciousness that is coming through in all of existence. This isn't just humans. It's all of existence, and it's regardless of what the humans are doing. So I had somebody saying, oh yeah, we're co-creating the new earth. And so, the new earth is creating itself. And if the humans want to jump in, that's fine, but it's not going to wait for the humans to kick in. Because a lot of humans aren't. A lot of humans are still kind of lost, kind of just all over the place. Still sticking to their old guns that aren't working. So let's just drop down. Let's center yourself, first of all, in your head. So we're going to just take this slowly. Pull your awareness back and let yourself really feel like you're looking out through your eyes, being really aware of being in your body, in your head. We'll start with the head. And looking through those little windows of the eyes. And you might feel yourself kind of really pull back or pull down. And maybe even pull forward, If you're like somebody who's always like behind time, like slow, like late to things, you might find yourself moving forward. So you just kind of find that middle of your head and whatever comes up for you. Just kind of that middle, about this level, here and here. Oh, like a little point of light that's there. And then seeing that little point of light just dropping straight down through your body, and just follow that down, being aware of the head, the neck, as you follow that little light down the core, central core of your body. And it might be going a little back and forth for some of you, just because there's little misalignments to in your system, which is an indication of misalignments to present moment for a lot of different reasons. And then going all the way through, all the way down, and just dropping down. If you're in a building, through the building, straight down from where you are. If you're on the land, then just straight into the land, and wherever you are, it's going to hit the land, and it's going to go down, 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 down into the core and into the new earth. There's a little bit, if you catch this, it's like, for me, what happens is there's a little bit of it's like there's two images. There's the old earth and there's the new earth. So there's a lot of separation that's going on right now, and distinction that's happening right now. And so that's why it's getting more and more important to do the new earth as opposed to just the earth. Because you want to be anchored into the new earth, not this old thing. There's this. It's really interesting because there's separation of realities, and that's happening, and the old and the new. And while we're still living in the same context, like there's somebody, I still have my neighbors down there, so all these people around us, they might be over here while you're over here. So you will really want it to be clear on being in the new and doing your work to be in the new and clearing out what you don't need of the old stuff, the old programs, of the old habits, old identities. And so let's keep dropping down. There's people got a little bit different. So drop down, 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 down. Just keep your awareness on the new earth to just pull yourself down in that direction. All the way down. There we go. And you will feel a difference if you pay attention, and maybe some of you are a little less sensitive energetically, but there might be just a shift of, you suddenly feel a little lighter, a little more relaxed, or you might even feel that energy coming back up. When you connect in, it will come back up and come into your body. You might even feel like more silence. All of a sudden, the sense of stillness in the room you're in, even if there's a lot of people around or a lot of street noise, whatever. So let yourself feel that anchoring in, that connecting in. And keep focusing on the new earth. And just being like your awareness is focused on there. It's like you're sending your awareness to that place, even though you're still centered in your body. And breathing in from that place, yeah. Staying anchored in, awareness on the new earth. It's not that you've gone off. I'm just kind of helping you track that for yourself by just saying it, so you can check. And you might notice you've come into your head maybe, and that's fine. And just because oh, was I off? Maybe you asked yourself a question, just okay, that's fine. And just drop back down. Yeah, okay. I was watching this happen, so I was just waiting for that to settle in a little bit more for people. Because what happens, so I'm going to wait a little bit more before I say that because I really want people to stay in that connection to the new earth. Stay in that place. So with your next inhale, really just focus on those frequencies, these energies coming up through your body, pulling them all the way through. If you need to take more than one breath, that's fine to fill up your whole body. Eventually getting to the point where just one breath and you fill yourself up completely. And then dropping back down to the core of the earth. Yeah. So staying in that awareness as you listen to what I'm going to say, I'm saying next, but staying in that awareness of just being connected to that core of the earth. The more you stay there, the more you anchor it into that new earth. So I might say earth just out of habit. So new earth. Just we know it's the new earth. It's like you're anchored in. You've got that stream of light coming in, beam of light. You might see it as a beam of light from the core of the earth and coming up and into you, and then filling you up. But then what's happening is it keeps going up into the highest, the heavens, up into the cosmos. And that's a very different anchoring, but it's an anchoring also. And the key is to be anchored into the new earth and staying there. And keeping your awareness on, that core, that beam of light, that channel of energy in your core, connected into the new earth and then into the cosmos, basically back into pure source if you want. If you want that, it's just to have that some reference, because then you get people who says, well, what am I anchoring to up there? So pure source, the whole of existence, basically. Just to give you a reference for that. And as you stay centered on that, with your awareness on that, even if you're aware of other things going on around you, you'll also start to expand out and radiate out, like your essence from that core, just emanating out through all those layers. And Libby, hello, Libby. Just popped in. I just saw you. Maybe you've been there for a little bit, but yeah, focusing on that core channel, core beam of light, center of the body. And really pulling ourselves in. So we've anchored into the new earth. That's taken us into that connection to pure source, into the cosmos, into the whole of existence. Just for a visual, because that isn't it's I won't go into that. Just to keep that visual, keep it simple here. And pulling ourselves more and more, our awareness more and more into this center. And as we do, again, that essence of that pure essence of your timeless self, your timeless being, radiating, glowing out. The cleaner you get, the more, the cleaner in the sense of you've cleaned up those distortions that are not you, basically, not that pure essence of you. Identities, beliefs, experiences that you're holding on that has definitions of what's made you who you are. Other people's frequencies, energies. Yeah. The more you clean that up, the brighter it gets. You know, you might get some really beautiful colors, especially like gold. You might see some other colors also that might be other things. So let's just take time to be in this space, because this is the most potent space for you to be in. To reset yourself, to clean up all this other stuff you don't need. And not on every breath, but every so often with your breath, just bringing your awareness more to the core of the earth, down in that direction, anchored into the new earth. And then on the next breath, just bringing those frequencies back into your body. So renewing frequencies. And what I'm seeing happening for some of you, most of you, is that what's happening is then it's starting to circulate into what's called the torus field. And so it's sort of like this donut flow of energy. And you're at the center of that torus field. So it goes up now and circles around. And it does this actually kind of this interesting cycling around. So that's happening for that. Lydia, I think let's see. I'll just make sure everybody's get that activate for everybody. And then you can come into the core of the chest, of the lower chest, like lower sternum area. Coming into that center. Yeah. It's beautiful. Just gonna shift. There we go. So we've got this beautiful flow of energy for everybody here. It's like there's that core channel, there's the torus field that's cycling around. You get this figure 8 in the torus field also. That's cleaning out the just, you know, filtering out what you don't need and getting refreshed by that from the cosmos, from the core of the earth. New, and I say earth, but just new earth, you know, just a reminder. And then there's that energetic field. And so I'm seeing that structure, and I'm just going to check everybody here. Everybody's doing pretty well. All of you. Libby, I think you've been here before. Everybody's doing pretty well tonight. Everybody, I can't quite, it seems to me like you've been here before, so that always helps. There's as opposed to people are new. And I'm just looking at the names that I see. So if there's other people, I'm just going to focus on the people who are popping in to say hello. So this beautiful kind of orb around everybody. And some people have like a little bit of distortions, or distortions, incongruities in that from distortions. But as we sit in this space, that helps to just kind of clear that out. Again, this is the best space to just sit and reset. So let's take another nice deep breath in from the core of the new earth, from that anchoring. Yeah. Pulling those frequencies up into your body. Filling yourself up. There we go with the torus field, just running through that. And then coming into that lower sternum. And let's just allow ourselves to be in this space, just in stillness and quiet. Being aware of your breath. And feeling that spaciousness of your being. If you find yourself a little bit in the head, like there's chatter going on, there's some thoughts popping up, that's fine. Take a little bit of a breath. Let it all out. Come back to that core. If you've got chatter going on, even if it's a little bit, that's just an indication that you've kind of gotten infiltrated to, it doesn't have to be very much, but a little infiltration from the external, from what is not you. And that's one of the symptoms. There we go. So that should be that's an indication that for that there's an infiltration of frequencies, not mine. They're throwing me off a little bit. Coming into that core channel, bringing your awareness into that core channel, connecting into the earth, pulling those new frequencies in. And then resetting yourself this way. Kind of like you're, letting yourself sit in the bathtub in a nice hot bath or bath, whatever, hot tub. You're just letting yourself soak. Letting everything just push away. Just being in that stillness, just that stillness of being. People will try to infiltrate any way they can when they're not strong and stable in themselves. And we tend to think, oh, that looks, when we think about how that's going to look, we tend to think it's like, well, people are mean, people are obnoxious, people are, bullies, all that stuff. And I would say those are the easy ones to recognize. The hard ones tend to be the ones that are at the surface appear nice and giving. You gotta be really careful with that. And it's not to say that everybody who's kind and giving, as well as to say that everybody who's a bully is doing it with negative intentions. And I'll get to that part in a minute. But watch that. Come into your body and pay attention from really being centered in yourself. Because being nice, being kind, giving, those are actually seduction and manipulation tactics. And oftentimes we get swayed into that because it's like, oh, they're being nice and it feels good. And, we all want to get along. We all want to have, easy time. And that's okay. That's fine. But we need to recognize, more deeply where the person is coming from. Because they could be coming from a very centered place and coming from that alignment to their selves, to their timeless being, to their core essence, to pure source, and coming from that place and in kindness. But they might not. They might be coming from that place of being distorted and being frustrated and needing to control and dominate the situation. And that's their tactic of being nice, being kind, being generous, because that will pull people in. That will nail people in. So you gotta pay attention to the energetics. When somebody's dominating you, you might feel like there's all of a sudden this pressure on your head, or just kind of like, how you feel when there's it's like this cloudy day and you want it to be sunshine, sunshine, it's nice enough in these cloudy days, and you just feel that weight on top of your head. So that's what it could feel like, just to give you some examples to recognize that by. You might feel like, when you're really pulled in, then you can have a real clear sense of, this is me. And then all of a sudden you feel something, it could be really close to, just off of your skin, literally, just going, the back of your neck, top of your head, going in through your ears. Any way they can push into you, they will. If you're not used to having your own voice, and if you're used to kind of, let's see, how can I put this? Well, it's basically mimicking people. And so to get along, and you kind of shift a little bit and you start acting like the person, you might notice that around here, if you're really pulled into your body, all of a sudden it doesn't feel like you, like your throat, like it might feel like there's a layer here that's not you. It's things like that. So this is why that clarity really comes in when we're really connected with our physical bodies and really pulled in. And yes, your energetic field goes way out to arm's length out all around you. But if your awareness is out there, you're going to be diffused. Your awareness has to be centered in here in your body, sort of like that command center is right in here, and looking out through your eyes. So I hope that makes sense for people. So when you start noticing that, it starts to be really helpful. It's like, oh, yeah, gosh, that person is really nice. So there's a story from Barbara Brennan, who is the author of Hands of Light and Light Emergent, and she had another book, but she also had a healing school. But this was one of her stories about when she wrote her first book and took it to the publishers. And so when you can pick up on that information, it's really good. But what happened with the first person she went to, really nice, but very great person, good conversation and all that. But what she saw was the person throwing darts, energetic darts right at her. It's like, okay, we're not going to be publishing here. And basically left the meeting, or I don't know how it ended, but it did not go with that publisher. So when you can pick up that information, and the only way you can really pick up that information is really being anchored and fully centered in your body. And it will come to you in whatever way you're able to pick it up. So it might be visual information, it might be auditory, it might be just sensation. But if your awareness is outside of your body, you won't be able to distinguish, is that me? Is that somebody else? When you're in your body, then it becomes clear. It's like, okay, yeah, that's me, but I feel this other stuff here that doesn't feel like me. I feel like there's this other layer there. So you keep practicing that, of just coming into your body, looking at your environment, feeling yourself in your body, being aware of your body. So we do this a lot here, do this almost every time here, because it's just a skill that we need to get better and better and better. And it's not like you awaken and suddenly it's like, oh, you don't have to do this anymore. It's like, no, actually, you have to do it more and more and more precisely. It's like you got to pull in and you feel like you're pulling in more and more and more and more. And you become more and more centered in yourself. That alignment becomes more precise. I mean, if you have a mile wide range, that's one thing. You could pull in a little bit, it's like, wow, I feel really centered. But then from that mile in out, you got to come into, a yard in. Now, that's a big difference. Mile out to a yard in, that's a hell of a lot of difference. So that's going to feel like, oh, you're squeezing yourself even more and more and more. Razor's edge. That's really fine line. It keeps getting more and more fine-tuned as you become more awakened, as you ascend, as people like to say, as you get into a higher state of consciousness for yourself. It becomes more and more and more precise, and you notice faster when you're off. It's like, whoa. Whereas before it's like, I just feel a little lousy. It's like all of a sudden, then you shift and it's like, boom. So hope that helps. All right, let's with all of that, dropping our awareness down to the core of the earth, all the way down, 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 down. But you can go a little further. Just keep your awareness on the core of the earth. Get everybody down. And just focus core of the earth, 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 core of the earth. Yeah, there you go. Core of the earth. Yeah. Letting go of all that other stuff. Sometimes we have to do that because it's just it's so enmeshed in us, but we can feel it. You just like center, 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 center. You just keep repeating it if you have to. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I want to get back to the bully thing. We tend to, there's also this tendency to think, or the bully, the people who are obnoxious, the people who are just all over the place, or, feel like we're getting attacked by them and verbally, whatever. The tendency is to think that it's like, well, that person's bad. They're not aligned. They're not getting along. And blah, 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 blah. So this gets back to what I was saying earlier about people who are kind, but they use kindness to really dominate, to seduce, to make you feel good. And then they just anchor into you, push into you. So with a bully or somebody who's, public figures that we don't necessarily like because they're brash, they're in our face, they're not kind, they're not respectful. Same thing. Where are they really coming from? Where are they really centered? And getting out of our heads and out of the story that we hold about how life is supposed to be, what existence is supposed to be like, that if we are ascended, that we are nice to everybody. I mean, there's it's not said that way, but it ends up being basically that belief. Then now, obviously, that person's not ascended. Come into that core alignment, connect into the earth, ground into the earth, and connect into pure source. If that person, by bullying you, is pushing you back into your space, snapping you out of your distortion, they're doing you a favor. They're not really a bully in the negative sense of the word. They're just pushing into you to get you to get your act together. So we have to start looking at things like that. It doesn't feel good, totally agree with that. But is it taking me to where I need to be for myself? Bottom line, that's the most important thing for ourselves. Is it taking me to where I need to be for myself? Is it because I'm out of alignment? Is it because I've got something, this piece that I'm letting myself get infiltrated, and they're calling my attention to that? You can thank them for that. It's like, okay, I need to shore up here. I need to kind of straighten myself out here. And do so and take care of that. You don't have to get along with that person. You don't have to be friends with that person. You don't have to, you can just, all right. But just realize, at least internally for yourself, okay, yeah, this person, that was helpful. That was helpful. And they might not be doing it consciously, where they're thinking, okay, this person is off, I'm going to smack them. It comes through them because pure source consciousness is going to use that vehicle. It needs you to slap you in the face if it needs you, run you over with a Mack truck if it needs to get your attention, to wake up more. So let's take another deep breath into that. Hold it at the top for a little bit, and then let it out. Yeah, that was a nice release. That got cleared out a little bit there, shifted people. Come into the core, lower chest, lower sternum area. Focus on your breath. Yeah. Very nice. Very nice. All right, there we are for today. So we're back and got a new banner up, which I kind of like better than the old one, with the cosmos, coming into the cosmos, and that, the totality of existence. Park rat metal detecting. We can't turn on the light of others until our own light shines brightly. Yeah, and you actually don't even, the turning on is kind of like by osmosis. Really, I love that. I love what you say that. That's really good. Yeah, you can't force it on other people. All you can do is really just come into your brilliance even more. And then they go, I want that. Because that's a hell of a lot better than where I'm at. It's like, shit, what are they doing over there? Yeah. And that's how you turn it on. So thanks. Nice addition there. Park rat. Love that. All right. So thank you all for stopping by. And if you care to make a little donations, there's my QR code for value donation to express that value for the work you receive, but also for yourself, saying, I'm doing this for myself. Boom. Value that for yourself. And on Instagram, you can go to the link in the bio and follow that too. I'll take you to the right place. So very nice. So we'll be back next Wednesday, same time, same place. As we head toward the end of 2024, lots of things, lots of great stuff coming up. Still might feel chaotic, but hey, that's life. Life has always been chaotic. It always doesn't look chaotic like in the past. You look before, it's like, God, it was so much easier before. It's always been chaotic, let's face it. I mean, there's times where it's been kind of like better, but that was so relaxing. I had a nap. Oh, great. That's nice. And yeah, so you bring up a good point. If you're in the space and you kind of zone out, that's fine. That's really good. Because it's like your mind is just kind of stepping out of the way. It's like, let's relax, let's chill. The human level is just kind of chilling out and just saying, okay, let's just sit back and take this in so you can really soak it in more. And Lydia, thank you for your nourishing space. Yeah, thank you. And thank you all for being here and stopping by. So come again next week or whenever you can. And we'll see you. If we don't see you next week, we'll see you somewhere in the ethers for sure, because we're all kind of hanging out up there and enjoying the ride. So take care, everybody. And until next